Greetings everyone, this is a video response to Luke Bowman. His latest video was about the non-existence of the state and nations and national borders and whatnot. And while I agree with him on the fact that, in a way, the state and nations don't exist, um, there is no sort of amorphous entity known as the state that does things. It has no existence outside of the individuals who comprise it. Just like Rand and Rothbard brought this up about society, that society does not exist outside of the individuals who comprise it. There is no collective entity. In that sense, I will agree with him. However, he did say that morality is the basis for the continuation of these institutions. At least that's how I interpreted what he said. And I don't completely agree with this. My own personal sense of morality, um, my own sense of personal morality conflicts a great deal with the continuation and even cooperation with the state. Um, However, I act against that sense of morality um, in order to continue operating within society. I believe the costs of acting on my morality are far greater than the benefits than I would obtain. Um, so I don't think that morality necessarily has anything to do with the state. Our people's perceptions about the legitimacy of state rule and the necessity of institutions like the state, I think, is what perpetuates the state and what perpetuates this kind of organizational form. But I think morality is a separate issue from that. In regards to national borders, again, there's no geographic lines physically drawn on the map to say that they don't exist, but they exist much in the same way that property borders exist. And Luke brought up that um, he accepts property borders as a legitimate concept, but not national borders. Which I will argue that national borders are property borders. They're just not private property borders. Um, they are part of a massive system of well, not system, but a massive collection of properties that are owned by the government collectively, and collective ownership, um, many reject as a legitimate form of ownership, but and I would reject the legitimacy of that kind of ownership, but it is a very real thing. Um, it is simply there is no exclusive owner to any of these places. There is no one who can make an exclusive decision over the use of the entire geography of the United States and all who inhabit it. However, there are various agencies and social institutions that can exercise control over the lives of human beings. I would even go so far as to say that the people in the United States, the citizens of the United States, are at least partially owned by their government, by their state. Um, and I absolutely believe it is possible to own human beings. I think it's horrible and should never be done, but I definitely think that the people who comprise the state, who act in the governmental way, and who are thought to be, I guess, legitimate in their roles as the government, can and do exercise ownership over human beings. I know this is going off kind of on a tangent, but let me get back to the property borders thing. Like I said, there's no one person in the government who can decide exclusively what to do within political borders, but the political borders do serve a as a boundary of various levels of state control, and it helps I mean, it helps in air quotes to sort of define which agencies have the most control over certain portions of geography. Now, I think this is a very ineffective means of owning property, and it's led to some pretty ridiculous consequences. But it is a form of ownership. It's just not the form of ownership that I think has any kind of positive consequences for anyone involved, and I don't view it personally as legitimate. However, legitimacy of property claims is not determined solely by me. It's determined by everyone on the aggregate. The only strength that your property claim has is the willingness of your neighbors to defend it. And that is really about it. So that's kind of where I was going. This, like most of my rambles, has crashed and burned into intellectual nothingness. But yeah, keep making your videos, Luke. I always enjoy it. There's been a serious drought of libertarians and anti-statists making videos on YouTube lately, and myself included. And I would like to see some more, so if you want to respond to this, that would be cool, because I am bored.